Sounds good.
Go ahead, want to start?
All right.
Hi.
Welcome back to Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. As usual, we're laughing before we're recording because we just have a lot of fun.
That's right.
And so today we want to talk about reading. I know you should know by now that we're big readers since we end every episode with a book recommendation. But we wanted to dive a little deeper into the topic. And so for us, the first thing that comes to mind for me really is just a relief for the act of listening, right? I always love to read because it's a relaxing time. I don't have to strain to hear. And it's a great way to unwind. Because even watching TV, even with the captions, we're still kind of straining to hear because it's something that we do all day, every day as a matter of course for survival. And so the first thing we love about reading is the fact that it's an escape from the world that's not really made for us in regards to hearing. Do you have anything to say about that? A little spice up that a little bit?
I will. So like what Brad was saying, it's just the one time I think that I can completely shut the world off and shut my brain off and my thoughts off. That's the trick, right? I can take my hearing aids out, but then I'm still sitting there. My brain is still going 100 miles an hour, even though it's quiet, thinking crazy things like, who invented the siren? Who decided that the fire engine should be red? I mean, it's like stream of conscious crazy stuff.
They're not always red.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen yellow fire engines.
Have you seen yellow?
I have, yeah. I think Canada had yellow fire engines.
Whatever. Generally speaking. Like that kind of thing. My brain never slows down, right? Even though it can be completely silent and it's lovely and I don't have to listen to anything, I don't have to talk to anybody, my brain still goes 100 miles an hour. So when I read, I can be quiet, I can take my hearing aids out, and my brain is occupied. So that also helps me relax because all that brain energy is going towards understanding the story or processing the nonfiction information as I'm reading. So it's an incredible escape. Now I have a little anecdote that goes along with this. So I've always been a big reader from the second I could read as a kid. And it was so bad. I would carry, I still do kind of, carry a book everywhere. I'd show up at the breakfast table. I'd be reading at the breakfast table. I'd be trying to read during meals. That's why I have a horrible sense of direction because I can read in the car. I can sit backwards and read in the car. I don't get motion sick. Yeah. So anytime we go anywhere in the car, I have a book. I'll be reading. I have no idea where anything is. When I started driving, my father's like, no wonder your nose is in a book all the time. You're going to be out on family rides and you're reading in the back seat, happy as can be. So reading has always been my thing and my main favorite activity. So as a kid, I'd be a little mischievous or, get in trouble or whatever, and my parents would send me to my room, as most parents would do with their children, to give them a break. I thought this was the greatest thing ever because what was in my room?
Books.
All my books. I'm like, oh, want me to go to my room? All right. This was worth it. So I go in my room. Finally, they caught on. They caught on because I'd be in there forever, not really desiring to come back and join the family again because I have my books. You know what they did?
What did they do? What did they do?
They took my books away. When I would make a poor choice, they would take my books away and make me watch TV.
What would you watch?
I don't even know. I hated it so much because there were no closed captions.
Yes.
And I couldn't understand it. And this was the days of analog hearing aids where everything was one volume. So it was...
Oh, that's mean.
Mom and Dad, really?
That's mean.
Really?
That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Cruel and unusual, but also incredibly creative and astute on their part because I was happy as can be with my Little House on the Prairie series, sitting in my bedroom, reading away, having a grand old time. So
do you read with your hearing aids in?
In and out.
Same, yeah. I usually keep them in because if I take them out, my tinnitus gets louder, and so sometimes I'll have classical or jazz or something. So no lyrics going in the background to drown it out. If it's a tougher read, because at least I can't speak for Julie, but when I was in class in school, I would miss a lot of things, and so I would have to read to catch up. Yeah. And so I've always liked to read to learn. Mm-hmm. I'll usually have a fiction and a nonfiction book going because sometimes I need the escapism, and other times I want to learn something. And that's something a habit that I got into really, really young because I did have hearing aids in school, and so I would take notes where they have a keyword, and then I'd have to go back after school and look up that keyword in the index of the book and read it. So
it is amazing So I had hearing aids in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was no assistive technology available until I was in high school, and it was an FM system, which was horrendous. It is amazing looking back how well I did academically, in spite of the fact that I was really engaging in independent study most of the time. It's really remarkable because I did the same thing. I'd write down phrases. I'd write down, like a quick couple of words with a question mark to reference myself to go back. Or I'd write down I don't know, some random thing. Medieval serfs, question mark. And then I have to go back and check that out because I missed the part of the lecture.
Right.
It really is something to pause and look back and go, oh my God.
It's amazing that we still use it as enjoyment because it was it was a crutch that we used in school in order to help us along. It was work, right? When you're reading up in school, it's work. So sometimes I'm surprised that I like to read as much as I do because it was work when I was a kid. But I guess I just like work because I still do the same thing even though I'm not in school.
Right.
I'll read nonfiction basically to do what I did in school, is just teach myself something.
It's blowing my mind. I don't think I've ever really sat with this concept and thought about how much was placed on us to figure it out. Even though I had wonderfully supportive parents and teachers did the best they could, they just didn't know.
They can't. How can they? This isn't
they?
Something
they didn't
you
know what to do to help us either.
Yeah, right.
So why was it on us to figure it out?
That's why I love doing the show, because we're having those conversations. Is like if you know somebody in your life that's struggling through school or work, right? Mm-hmm. These are the conversations you need to have. Is like it shouldn't be all on you to be able to get by, to make up for your hearing loss. You should have an external support structure. So, but
even with that support structure, it was still on us at the time.
Yeah, it
is
to
figure it out.
Yeah, so that's why it's great. It's great to talk about it, air out these grievances, and kind of and kind of get it out there. Because if you keep it bottled up, it's just gonna blow up.
And nobody did anything wrong. It was just
right.
Victim
it's a hard
of the
situation,
time, right? We didn't have like the Connect clips and the Roger mics and CART and closed captioning and there was none of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to bring it back to something a little bit more fun, what's your go-to genre?
I'm still back in 1987, 13 years old.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to pull it back. I'm trying to come back.
6th grade, English here. But give me a second.
Yep. I'll go first then. So my go-to genre has always been science fiction and fantasy. I always love it, and because I am what I am. Because it's escapism, right? So I can escape from the world that I'm struggling to hear, but with science fiction and fantasy, I can literally escape from this world into something different. And so I love the creativity and the imagination that goes into those genres. And so that's always been my go-to. I literally read any genre at least once, just because I don't know what I don't know, and so I never say no to a genre. May not go back to it, but I have no problem reading anything once, because I like to learn how different people and worlds live. Oh God, what now?
Okay, I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, okay.
I can't do sci-fi, and it's not even fair to say that because I haven't really tried it.
There's no right answer here.
I'm too cool for sci-fi. Okay?
All right, that's a wrong answer.
The answer. All right, I mean this goes back to elementary school. I'm too cool for whatever they're talking about over there, so it's just not going to happen.
Nerds are cool now.
That's great. I'm just saying, historically, sci-fi not for me. Fantasy, same thing, until Harry Potter showed up.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, well, maybe there's something to this. Okay. Then Game of Thrones, I'm like, all right, this isn't so bad. Mm-hmm. And now I'm in the second book of the Fourth Wing trilogy. Dragons are cool. So I'm kind of leaning sort of towards fantasy, not fully, but sci-fi. You know what? You find a good sci-fi book, and I will try it. Because I can't say I don't like it, because I haven't really tried it.
All right, challenge accepted. I'll see.
It's been my little ego-driven thing.
All right, I'll see what I can...
Think about it.
I will.
Think about it. I will. That's fair. I will try that.
It's so, all genres, right? It's unfair to say what's your favorite genre, because within the genre, there's subgenres, and it's so varied. So I'll have to think of the one. I know what you like, so I'll have to think of the one, something similar to things you like with a sci-fi twist.
I really like Jason Momoa, so if you can find Jason Momoa on like a random planet, that would make
you want a picture book? Is that what
that would be amazing. You know, I have a Jason Momoa coloring book.
Do you really?
Oh, it's fantastic. My niece gave it to me a couple years ago.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, right?
It's awesome. Right, which is where I discovered him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Anyway.
So what's your genre?
That's another show. I think historical fiction.
Okay.
If I had to pick.
Sure.
I mean, fiction for sure. Historical fiction I really, really enjoy. Especially when I can then go and research.
Oh, yeah. See, the learning again.
It's kind of cool.
Learning. Yeah,
kind
I
of
love that
too.
too.
And go off and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, historical fiction, I think I have to say. Mystery...
It depends. Well, that's a lot of subgenres.
I've never read Agatha Christie.
Really?
And I need to read Agatha Christie.
You do.
And I kind of got into mystery now because you introduced me
Alan Bradley.
My favorite.
Yes, Flavia DeLuce.
I'm obsessed with her.
She's awesome. I love her.
She's me. I mean, that's the thing. I read this and I'm
chemist.
like, oh, it's something I would have done.
She's better at math because chemistry involves math. But.
Right, but everything else is so cool. So maybe that'll be my entry point to Agatha Christie.
You should read the Death of Roger Ackroyd first.
Okay.
That's because the twist at the ending is probably one of the best twists in all of fiction.
Okay.
So that's a good one. But it is also
you're going to find a sci-fi book.
I will look for a sci-fi book.
Gateway drug into the land of the nerd. And that's what we're going to do.
If anyone else has a sci-fi book for her to comment below.
Is Star Wars sci-fi?
Yeah.
See, I love Star Wars.
Well, there's Star Wars books.
Never read the Star Wars books. That's a bridge too far.
Really?
Yeah,
I think that would be an easy entry point. No?
The movies. I've never tried it. Again, I've never tried it.
You know what you should read is the novelization of A New Hope. Because it's different than the...
Really?
It's a different... because you can do more with a book than a movie. And so the novel is Alan Foster, I think is his name.
Yeah, because I can't say I don't like something unless I've tried it. Just much like you should put whipped cream on your ice cream.
Get the hell with whipped cream.
Okay, because that's... Again, you yucking my yum last night over
Fair enough. I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry.
You know what?
It's not for
Mr.
me.
Mr. Dairy on Dairy Snob, I think we need to revisit this.
It's ice cream, whipped cream, cream.
He yucked my yum. It's not okay. All right. You have another question about authors?
I don't think so. Let's see what we got here. Extra keep up. Yeah. No, the punishment. Yeah. Here
no, but then we were talking about instead of book recs, we were going to shift to
so instead of books,
authors.
Yeah. So instead of this whole thing has been about reading, and so I wanted to twist it, turn it a little bit, and so instead of doing a book, we'll do an author. So I don't know why she's laughing, but go ahead. So who is your? So we wanted to promote an author that we feel is underappreciated, not underread necessarily, but underappreciated. So
I'm taking my claim on John Irving. Ugh. I will die on that hill.
Yeah, so like we were talking about it earlier, and like I read The World According to Garp. I hated it. But
so much more in his canon than just World According to Garp.
Right.
And when World According to Garp came out, I think there's definitely a shock value to the story. I mean, there is. It's an unusual story. Mm-hmm. He writes many unlikable characters. I'll give the guy that. He's not afraid to take the dark thoughts in his mind that should probably stay there and weave them into a book. And I give that a lot of credit.
Absolutely.
Because writing is so personal and so vulnerable and such an, you're exposing yourself to the world, right? So John Irving just whips open his trench coat and just lets the world see what's underneath. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. With his writing. And I admire that about the man. I'm like, you know what? Good on you, buddy.
Yeah.
His story arcs are amazing. And the thing I love about him, I think it's the coolest thing ever, he writes the last sentence of the book first, sends it to a friend, and they save it. And then he writes his book, and then the last sentence gets put back in.
That's fascinating.
He's just cool, man.
That's pretty awesome.
He's cool.
That's pretty awesome.
So, Garp is polarizing. A lot of his books are polarizing. I personally didn't like the Cider House Rules. I mean, that wasn't my favorite.
Oh, that was him? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that was him.
God, yeah. He was all over the place. Son of the Circus he wrote, Cider House Rules, Hotel New Hampshire, World According to Garp. But my absolute favorite, if you want to try a John Irving novel, A Prayer for Owen Meany cannot be beat.
I need to
It is phenomenal. And it doesn't have as much of that. In The Prayer for Owen Meany, he's undoing the belt of the trench coat and giving you a little
hint, little
flash here. Where in some of his other books, it's like, ta-da! Okay, I mean, this is the best way I can describe it.
Okay. All right.
John Irving, people. A Prayer for Owen Meany. Everybody pick it up.
I'll have to read it, because I like...
Okay, you get a sci-fi book for me.
And I'll get the...
And you wear...
Prayer for Owen Meany.
Wear a trench coat. Oh, my God,
No.
Read
That's not this kind of partnership.
Oh, my God, this just took a turn.
So I'm going to move off from trench coats and John Irving, and I'm going to talk about Stephen King. And so I think that people underestimate Stephen King's writing ability. I think if you really look at some of his books, he's a fantastic writer. I think he's good at plots too. He's better at characterization, because sometimes the plot can get away from him and he has to like rein himself back in. But I think that he's a underappreciated writer. He's probably one of the best-selling authors of all time. He's got so many movies. He's well known, so I don't think that people don't know who he is.
Do you feel like he's become like a pop culture icon?
Yeah, absolutely.
So people just see him as like a John Grisham or Danielle Steele just cranking up book after book after book.
Yeah.
With predictability. Like, on page 38, somebody's going to die. Like one of those deals.
He's not formulaic.
He isn't, but I think the perception may be that he is. If people don't read him or just see him beyond the movies. Or whatever.
I think they do. I think so. Like the popular fiction, like Danielle Steele and James Patterson.
I call them supermarket books.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Because they serve a purpose, right? Like they have a formula, and some like get people to read. You need people to read,
right?
And so like if that's all they read, I mean, I wish they would branch out, but whatever. It's one of the few authors that we always keep in the library. Patterson writes like a book a month. He has he's got so many. Same with Danielle Steele. At the library, we always have multiple new releases for both of them.
God, we can barely get through a blog a week.
I know. Well, it's like Mad Libs. It's Mad Libs for fiction, because they're so formulaic. So you know where you're going to get. But some people like that. Right. But for Stephen King, it's not. He's not formulaic, and his imagination is great. But I think that his writing skill, I think, is totally underappreciated, because he's a really good writer. It's not schlock. There's a little bit to it, and I mean, it's not literary fiction for sure, but I think that people underestimate him, because he is kind of on the shelf along with the Pattersons and the Steeles and the other people that are just writing for, I don't want to say guilty pleasure, because I think that anybody should be able to read whatever they want. But there's not too much depth to a lot of the popular fiction. I think you will find
that's
more
a nice
depth.
way to put it.
Mm-hmm. More depth in a Stephen King book. So,
what was the series you were reading by him that you said was excellent?
The Dark Tower saga.
Dark Tower.
Yeah,
saga.
So that 7 books, and that one of the best endings to a series I've ever read. It's a fantastic series.
What is his genre? Is he
horror? Yeah, he's horror. Horror with
sci-fi,
higher little and fantasy, sometimes sci-fi.
Right?
Depends, but he's pretty much horror. And it's funny because he is one of the only horror writers I read, because he's more than just the horror. I think I'm drawn to his writing ability, because it's more than just the monsters. But the monsters are there for sure. But yeah, so if you wanted to read a book that's not as scary, read Eyes of the Dragon. He wrote that for his kids when they were younger, because he wouldn't let his kids read his books.
Oh, his kids aren't reading it at night, or his Pet Cemetery?
No. Right. So he wrote.
So it's chapters with a stand when you're 7 years old.
There's still a little bit of horror, but Eyes of the Dragon has a little bit. It's a little less emphasis on the horror, and it's also one of his shorter ones. Yeah. So John Irving, Stephen King. So we definitely, we'll give you people things to think about.
That's right.
But yeah. So I think we met another one that we kind of talked in circles for a while, but I think it was pretty good. What did you guys think? You think it was okay?
Let us know if you wear a trench coat too, just out of curiosity. Let us know. Right. Whatever happened to flashers? Are they still around? That was like a huge thing when we were growing
Streakers
up in the 70s
big, right?
and 80s.
Remember the streakers?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Streakers and flashes, and then quicksand never ended up being an issue. Like, quicksand was a huge thing in all the Batman shows.
In all the shows.
I really thought I was going to encounter quicksand on the daily. Quicksand, streakers, where have they all gone? Where's the Bermuda Triangle?
Bermuda.
But you don't hear about the Bermuda Triangle anymore, right?
It's probably because science
Growing
is a
up
little more
as a Gen X kid, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to drown in quicksand, I'm going to run into a flasher, and probably die in the Bermuda Triangle.
You're not wrong.
Where's the lie?
I don't know.
That's it.
So I bet you didn't think Bermuda Triangle was going to make an appearance, because you never know what's going to make an appearance on Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. All right, guys. Bye.